not going beyond the back wall. So we aligned our back wall along with theirs.
Are you willing to change the hardy plank?
Sure, actually the hardy plank again came from the previous application through some of the neighbors that said about hardy plank that we're fine changing the hardy plank by putting additional brick if that's
Yeah, it's a
condition.
much more richer finish.
Not fine, I mean that shouldn't be a problem at all for the plank.
And specifically, what is the exception?
To address receiving, the information, I emailed that to everybody before today. So I just wanted to address that you did actually receive it in advance.
No, I didn't
today.
receive it. I don't know
It's in
when
your
you-
email, your personal email, Kate H. Henderson, whatever the email is.
When did you send it?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Let me see. So that would have been.
It's okay, because I didn't receive any of these other things in email, and this is the first time I'm seeing it. So I think you have to apply that.
Mine is not
Well, I don't have
formal,
to,
however,
so I- that's
they're
not
here
relevant.
early just to get
Commissioners.
information, mine is not
Let's-
formal, so they didn't have to sit there.
Commissioner Pettigay, you have to do with this. There, you have to make a point. Is there a motion?
I wish to speak.
Okay. Commissioner Shropshire. Commissioner Shropshire.
There's a community concern.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, come on.
Hello, my name is Juanetta Dumas. I am 2 doors away from this particular project. Our commissioner sent an email to us on Thursday. My commissioner sent an email on Thursday asking for a meeting on Saturday, of which I was excluded from, as well as my neighbor to my left. We found out on the morning of, and I was the one that told him, and he made it to the meeting. From my understanding, 3 people were at the community meeting. I was not present, because I found out that day. However, we have not received sufficient notice from our commissioner. I did reach out to my commissioner, and my commissioner assured me that it was an oversight. I respect that. She also assured me that I would receive an email the evening with follow-up with details. I have yet to receive that email. So I do not have information about this particular project, and there's other neighbors as well. So we're asking that you do not make a motion of any type of vote until we have a sufficient notice to review this particular project and move forward with the decision of how we feel as a community.
Actually, the DC Board of Zoning sends a notice out to every resident that's within 200 yards of any project that's taking place. And I know you're on the list and you received that, so you've been made aware of it. So definitely you're open to make any recommendations here. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, I welcome that you look at it. Their hearing is on June the 21st, right?
That is not my problem as a commissioner.
It's not my problem
because
either,
you
but
have led our
Hey, excuse me.
Because
We
you
got
have
to go
led
back
our
and forth.
commission.
what is your request?
My request is a decision to vote, not today.
If I may, very briefly, I pulled up all of the messages from Commissioner Shropshire. This project is nowhere here.
I think it's called BZA. It was either
It's not here.
yesterday or.
It's not here.
So maybe some people we have.
No, she got it.
Any other concerns or questions from the community?
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Would you like to address anything else?
I mean, that's basically what we have on the project, and we left behind almost 18 hard copies behind us on Saturday, just in case that more people wanted to know more about the project, so we made 18 extra copies and left them behind.
Can I suggest something? No, the suggestion is that they move their hearing date because that whole block and the other 3 projects before it have been concerns for us. And I'm not their commissioner, but if people are having issues that they're not aware of what's going on, why can't they voluntarily move their date and other discussion is made? Because otherwise I'm going to vote against supporting your project.
So the previous projects that were done, we actually had a hearing. Actually, Ms. Vanetta Dumas back here, she created a whole a third-party status, and she attended. So that project got approved. So it's actually, as you see it on this diagram here, these 3 units that are row by row, those have already been approved. So the one that that we're talking about, so that's X off. The one that we're talking about now is this one that's in color.
Can I point one thing? I mean, we have both, we met the whole community, as I said earlier, that we've heard all the concerns in the past on the adjoining property. And all of those were applied to this process to work with as well. We have full support of both adjoining neighbors. We are not increasing the building height if you're standing in front of the building. We are not going beyond the back wall of both adjoining neighbors. So we have done everything that that would satisfy all concerns that we heard, not only from this community, but throughout the whole DC, because we do that pretty often. So if there's like certain concern about the project, we'd be more than happy to address.
If there's a legitimate concern,
Yeah.
you
Right.
can't say that when there's a legitimate
I'm
concern.
just saying that we have done that. We have sent out the packages way, like a couple of weeks ago, not only 2 days ago. We have left behind design packages.
And we appreciate your efforts, but I think that, I know that as a commissioner, I'm very sensitive to concerns, from any member of the community, particularly when you're talking about a project on someone's block. So if there's just one person, that person has a right to be heard and have their views considered. So while I understand developers have timelines and they wanna rush to move forward, I think the prudent course of action is actually what Commissioner Lewis suggested, in terms of all you have to do is request from the zoning commission that your June 21st hearing be moved back, so that you can allow for additional opportunity for consensus. Because maybe if former Commissioner Dumas hears your amended project, I know she lives on that block, she should be heard.
I actually also offered that if there was no, vote at this meeting, I have a meeting on this upcoming Saturday. I invited you all to come back out again to give other additional residents an opportunity to look at the plan and to come and share their concerns and make them known in writing so we can submit them. So, that's something and even that hearing, the hearing is at June 21st, but that still allows us enough time to make our recommendation in terms of what we'd like to do.
I would just like to comment that at this point, if we try to make the hearing, it would have to be moved to September, because they're not putting anywhere in August, and the last case I filed was in September. So I understand that, you might think it'd be just a little delayed. It's a pretty significant delay to do that. So I would insist that we have a vote tonight.
I understand the delay part, but I also understand the concern of the homeowners. I understand developers have to make money, but if someone is already there, we have to take their concerns.
And they can have an opportunity to speak at the hearing, they have an opportunity to speak now, you can take that into consideration.
But it's the commission that gets great weight, not the individual homeowner. So we have to do what's best.
Do we have a motion on the floor?
Yes, I'd like to move to vote to, support the special exception for PTA case 19512 at 1262 over Terrace for a conversion of a single-family home into a 3-unit apartment.
Second.
I second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Opposed. That was 4-3, so the motion doesn't pass.
So what I'll do is I'll submit, an ANC report that says that we didn't vote, that we voted to not support. And we'll put that on the record, and I'll draft up all the reasons why, and that will be put on the document.
In the meantime, between now and then, if more neighbors have any concerns, we are more than ready to respond to any concerns they have.
We're not going to change our position.
No, not changing, not changing.
Because you guys pushed the
I'm
vote.
not saying change, just move forward. I'm just trying to work with the rest of the members.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Commissioner Lewis.
And they do not